Here's what's up this week. If your sleep patterns are out of sync, camping outdoors can reset your biological clock. Smelling essential oils may help smokers quit. Do you shop to be happy? Check out if that's a good or bad thing. The sandals you choose to wear may be affecting your health. Zumba Fitness donates to breast cancer research. Do you know that those selfie photos you post on Facebook may be damaging your relationships? And check out if gluten-free is right for you. Hi, I'm Rosina Cassidy. Welcome to What's Up, where we bring you the hottest stories in fitness, health, sports, and lifestyle. A lot of us experience sleep problems. Having trouble sleeping at night or waking at odd hours in the morning are common complaints. If you have the same condition, then maybe you should try out camping. Researchers say that camping for a week can reset the biological clock that governs our sleeping patterns. The scientists argue that modern life disrupts our sleep through exposure to electric light and reduced access to sunlight. According to the research, the widespread availability of electric lighting from the 1930s onwards has affected our internal circadian clocks. This allows us to stay up much later than evolution intended. But after spending time in the great outdoors, the researchers claim that body clocks can be synchronized with sunrise and sunset. The scientists in the study first analyzed a small group of volunteers as they went about their normal lives. They recorded their exposure to natural and artificial light. By looking at levels of the hormone melatonin, they concluded that the lighting of our modern environment causes around a 2-hour delay in body clocks. The study participants tended to stay up until after midnight and wake up around 8 in the morning. Their melatonin levels, however, were still high for several hours after they got up. This indicates they were out of sync with their natural rhythms. The scientists then took the volunteers camping for a week. Flashlights and electronic devices were banned. The only nighttime light was the glow of a campfire. The result was that the waking and sleeping patterns of all 8 volunteers synchronized with the rising and setting of the sun. So, if you want to get your sleeping schedule sorted out, take a break and try the great outdoors for a week, and you might just come back with a refreshed body clock. Aromatherapy has been used as an alternative method to improve a person's health and mood. But now it seems that scientists have found another use for essential oils. In a study, researchers found that a simple whiff of essential oils may help curb nicotine cravings. The researchers involved 20 nicotine users to test the effectivity of inhaling a drop of black pepper or angelica oil to make nicotine cravings less intense. During the study, when the participants felt the urge to smoke, dip, or chew tobacco, they were asked to smell a drop of one of the essential oils on a tissue for 2 minutes. This is about the same length of time it takes to smoke a cigarette. Although both essential oils effectively curbed cravings, they had different reactions. Reported intensity of cravings dropped more dramatically for black pepper users than those who sniffed angelica, while angelica users were able to delay their next nicotine hit for longer than those in the pepper group. Dr. Barbara Cordell, a certified clinical aromatherapy practitioner, recommends that both of these essential oils to someone trying to quit smoking. From aromatherapy, let's go to retail therapy. Most of us, men or women, love to shop to make ourselves feel good. Researchers are now saying that that might not be so bad after all. Those who love to shop are often painted as lonely souls, trying to fill a void by buying and becoming even more isolated in the process. But according to a new Dutch research, the relationship of shopping and loneliness can go both ways, depending on why you shop. Professor Rick Peters, who led the study, said that people who shop to raise their social status may feel a momentary happiness, but they tend to get lonelier over time. However, he said that people who shop as a part of a lifestyle because they enjoy the act of shopping did better. This is because the enjoyment spreads to other people and there is no envy, bragging, or comparison involved. Another researcher, Meg Malloy from Penn State University, said that in her own research, she found that shopping becomes an outlet for a lot of people to drain out their pressures. And not to worry, because even the most stressed shoppers don't usually break the bank, as they buy non-big ticket items such as accessories or music. So if you're in need of a mood boost, grab a friend and hit the mall. During hot summers, a lot of people opt for flat sandals like flip-flops. But did you know that despite their breezy appeal, extended flip-flops use can cause a range of physical ailments? Studies show that wearing flip-flops for long periods may cause foot inflammation, muscle soreness, and even back pain. Although there are studies showing that flip-flops can benefit our knees, there are also risks involved. In one study, researchers compared the effects of wearing flip-flops and athletic shoes on male and female college students. The flip-flop wearers took shorter steps and struck their heel to the ground with less vertical force than when in sneakers. This caused their gaits to sway from their natural rhythm. The reason is because most flip-flop wearers tend to clench their toes around the thong portion of the sandal to keep them from flying off. These toe curls can lead to repetitive stress on the ankle and foot. The body is forced to compensate, and what starts as stress on the foot can eventually manifest as soreness in the legs, hip, and lower back. But this doesn't mean you should throw your flip-flops away. Experts recommend that if you want to wear flip-flops, replace them every 3 months, choose leather rather than plastic material, and make sure they fit you properly. You should also be selective when you're wearing them. It's okay to wear them at the beach or for short walks, but avoid wearing flip-flops for running, soccer games, or during a long hike. If you don't have time to go to the gym or you're bored with your usual run, you can still have a great cardio workout by using a long rope. Yes, this is called rope training. It involves looping a long rope midpoint on a stationary object, taking one end in each hand and flailing your arms for 10 minutes. This gives you a vigorous upper body exercise that tasks your core, shoulders, and grip strength. Researchers say that it may also flex your aerobic capacity as much as sprinting does, minus the stress on your lower body's joints. The research from the University of Minnesota and Creighton University put the exercise to the test. They found that the average heart rate of a handful of fit volunteers during a 10-minute block of rope training intervals was 86% of the maximum for their age. The participants also peaked at an average of 94% of their maximum heart rates. Rope training works your upper body in a way that standard lower body focused cardio equipment doesn't. There is no lull in the action like you'll find in weight training because it takes just as much energy to fling the rope up as it does to reverse the motion seconds later. In fact, it's so tough that researchers say you can't keep up this workout for sustained periods like you can when running or cycling. They added that it may be too vigorous for people unused to exercise. Battling Ropes workout creator John Brookfield agrees that the workout is no walk in the park, but says anyone can do it. Brookfield suggests tacking a rope session onto the end of your regular exercise routine for maximum results. Are you a Zumba fan? Well, this dance exercise craze is also pushing for a good cause. Here's Alice to let us in on what's up with this.
More than 14 million people worldwide are hooked to Zumba. The energetic instructors and the easy follow steps fused with world rhythms are what fans love about this exercise. Zumba fitness is also involved in helping to find a cure for breast cancer. The Zumba Global Research Grant for Breast Cancer Prevention was launched as part of Zumba's Party in Pink initiative. This is the first ever medical research grant named for the Zumba program towards preventative research. According to Alberto Perlman, CEO and co-founder of Zumba Fitness, Everything about the Zumba experience is personal, from the decision to take the first class, to the relationships that grow between participants and their instructors, to the joy, happiness and improved quality of life that flows through the families of every class participant. So, it is fitting that the company has taken these steps to make their mission more personal and specifically focused on prevention. He added that by helping to fund research for the preventative solution of critical disease, they will be able to help and ultimately save millions more lives. For a 3-month period in each of the next 3 years, Zumba Fitness, in partnership with Susan G. Komen, aims to raise $3 million to help fund this leading-edge research. All Party in the Pink funds gathered through Zumbathon charity events and sales of special edition apparel and accessories will be directed through to Komen in support for the research. Since 2010, more than $3 million have been raised by the Via Party in Pink. Combined efforts with Zumba Fitness, its global network of licensed instructors and Zumba fans. Chandini Porteous, Chief Mission Officer for Susan G. Komen, said that through Zumba Global Research Grant for Breast Cancer Prevention, Zumba Fitness is taking its commitments to new heights by funding research that could bring us closer to scientifically sound breast cancer risk reduction strategies. I'm Alice, and that's What's Up.
Don't change that channel, because when we come back, we'll give you tips on how to keep your hair healthy. We'll also dig into why those selfie photos you post on Facebook may be damaging your relationships, standards for gluten-free now defined, and find out which female icon appears in a hip-hop video to promote healthy living. So stay tuned in for more of What's Up. Welcome back to What's Up. For those of you who have some hair fall problems, here's some good news. Experts assure us there are several simple things that can be done to help promote hair growth. Angelo David, an expert hairstylist in New York, said that decreasing hair growth can be unintentionally self-inflicted. He cited that overexposure to chemicals and incorrect shampoo habits may contribute to these problems. Hair coloring chemicals and the use of hot tools may also damage hair and prevent healthy hair growth. David suggests that to prevent hair from breaking, it is essential to invest in proper hair tools and products. He recommends skipping the plastic brushes, which can be harsh on a sensitive scalp, and instead select a brush with 100% natural bristles to make smoothing hair easier. Also, try to avoid too tight ponytails and similar styles that can pull hair and hinder growth. Hair products need to be just as gentle. Melissa Harvey, a hair expert for BioFollicle, warns that your shampoo and conditioner could be doing more harm than good. Harvey said that every product you use to wash your hair should be paraben and sulfate free. She emphasized that the goal should be to have a healthy follicle and scalp, which will promote quicker growth. A new research just uncovered evidence that your favorite brand of lipstick could also be hiding a heavy metal secret. The scientists from the University of California detected concerning levels of chromium, cadmium, and manganese in popular lipsticks and glosses. This raises an alarm that your go-to shade could be heightening your risk of dangerous diseases and organ damage. The researchers determined the heavy metal content of 32 popular lipsticks and glosses. They estimated risks based on those concentrations and consumers' likely daily exposure to the metals. After that, they then compared it to existing health guidelines. Lead turned up in 75% of products, while about 30% of products contain levels of chromium higher than what's considered safe when people applied them at the average daily rate. Study author Catherine Hammond says the levels of cadmium, chromium, manganese, and aluminium were of particular concern. For instance, at high levels, cadmium can be stored in the kidneys and could lead to renal failure. That's not nearly the dose found in lipstick, but when you add the levels of cadmium found in an average diet, you could be creeping into the danger zone. Hammond says the findings could be of particular concern to people with compromised renal systems, such as people living with diabetes or undergoing kidney dialysis. However, researchers didn't release the brands tested because they didn't see a significant difference between the 32 products tested and didn't want to give the impression that products not tested were safer. Are you fond of posting selfies on Facebook? Well, for those who are not familiar with selfies or self-portraits, these are photos you take of yourself and then post to social media sites. Popular celebrities like Rihanna and Justin Bieber, along with many number of people, love posting selfies. Studies say that this is because selfies give the user the power to filter the image he or she wants to project in the public. However, according to a team of UK researchers, posting too many selfies may actually damage your relationships. The research found that people who post a lot of photos on Facebook and other social networks run the risk of alienating friends, family members and colleagues because selfies seem to be some of the most annoying images posted. The researcher said that if you're posting more than 3 times a day on Facebook, you're going to irritate people. And if one friend is monopolizing your entire feed, you might unfriend that person. With that in mind, here are some of the tips they've suggested for sharing without oversharing. Share photos and updates that may be relevant to more people, like your wedding day or an important milestone. You can also edit privacy settings so that you limit which group of people can see your feed. What might be interesting to your immediate family might not interest your boss. So the next time you post 10 selfies at once, think twice. Easy access to tech products also saw the rise of mobile fitness applications, and now users can avail of digital support to help them track their fitness goals. This week's featured application is MyFitnessPal. This is a free calorie counting and fitness tracking app available on iPhone, iPad, Android, Windows Phone, and BlackBerry. It is also available as a desktop version over the internet if you're more comfortable using a computer. Since launching in 2005, it has reached more than 40 million users worldwide. Over the years, MyFitnessPal has built up a loyal following among those trying to improve their fitness by letting users input and track their daily calorie consumption and exercise. So how does it work? After downloading the app, you have to create a login or use your Facebook details to create a profile. You will then be asked to enter information such as weight, goal weight, age, and gender. This will help calculate a recommended calorie intake. The app will then serve as your daily food diary. MyFitnessPal has a searchable food database of over 3 million food items, so you can easily choose and log it there. If you have your own recipes, you can also add that yourself. The same app also has the feature for you to log the physical activities you did and calculate the number of calories you burned. At the end of the day, it will be easy for you to see if you have reached your goal or if you need to do better the next day. Users prefer this app because of its easy-to-use features, and of course, it is 100% free. The US Food and Drug Administration recently issued a set of standards for food manufacturers wishing to label a product gluten-free. The agency set a limit of 20 parts per million for the amount of gluten that may be present in foods marketed as gluten-free. The rule also extends to foods labeled free of gluten, without gluten, or no gluten. The final rule on gluten-free labeling comes 6 years after the agency published its proposed definition of gluten-free in 2007. It has also been 9 years after the US Congress requested a universal definition of gluten-free from the agency. The push for a standard definition of the term gluten-free has been spurred by an increase in the number of people who cannot take gluten. But what's up with gluten? Here's Gabriella to tell us just that.
When you go to the supermarket, you might find a lot of products labeled as gluten-free. Are these necessarily healthier than others? And will they help you lose weight? I'm Gabriella, and today I'll tell you more about what's up with gluten-free. Gluten-free means the absence of gluten. But what is gluten? Gluten is one of the main proteins found in wheat, barley, and rye. It is actually a group of proteins and not a single component, but gluten is the general term. In baking, it plays a key role as it is responsible for the way the dough is able to rise when you put yeast in it. The structure of gluten is what makes baked goods light and crispy. If you try to cook with gluten-free flour, it won't have the same airiness. The dough will be heavier and the finished product will be flat and heavy. Celiac disease, gluten sensitivity, and wheat allergy are some of the top 3 reasons why gluten is eliminated from one's diet. Celiac disease is an autoimmune disorder, and when gluten is eaten, the body triggers an attack on the intestines. Gluten sensitivity, on the other hand, is when people who eat gluten suddenly feel nausea, illness, and bloating. Some people with a wheat allergy choose to avoid gluten-containing products altogether because of the risk of cross-contamination with wheat. If you don't have any of these issues, you should think twice about giving up gluten. Gluten-free products, especially those filled with substitutes, may contain more calories. So if you feel you need to decrease your gluten intake, then stick to foods that are naturally gluten-free, such as fruits, vegetables, low-fat dairy, beans, nuts, seeds, fish, and lean meats. So now that you know what a gluten-free product is, you can make an informed choice the next time you're at the supermarket. I'm Gabriella, and that's what's up.
To promote healthier lifestyles, US First Lady Michelle Obama appeared in a hip-hop video. The Partnership for a Healthy America and Hip Hop Public Health has teamed up with celebrity vocalists to create Songs for a Healthier America. This is a 19-track hip-hop album designed to motivate kids to make healthier exercise and wellness choices. In the video for one of the songs, Everybody, Obama makes an appearance with one of her Let's Move public service announcements edited into the video. The lyrics in Everybody, sung by Jordan Sparks, urge kids to eat healthy and to value their bodies. Also featured in the video is a dancing Dr. Oz who first announced the album on his show last June. The First Lady's office announced that while this album is not Mrs. Obama's project, it is in support of her Let's Move goals. Again, here are the top stories. Camping outdoors can help reset biological clocks. Smelling essential oils may help smokers quit. Zumba Fitness donates to breast cancer research. Proper hair tools can promote hair growth. Selfies may be damaging your relationships. And US First Lady Michelle Obama appears in a hip-hop video to promote healthy living. That's what's up this week. For more daily updates, check out our website or follow us on our social media pages. I'm Rosina Casserly. Join us again next time, only here on Physique TV.